In this video, I want to talk about improving the accuracy of your profit and loss reporting in Xero. Now, if you're an accountant, you will know what's required to get an accurate profit and loss account report. But if you're a business owner doing your own accounts in Xero and this is all new to you, then this video should help. You can't just key in your sales invoices, your purchase invoices, press a few buttons and get an accurate profit and loss account. So I'm going to give you 7 tips to improve your profit and loss account report. That's a report that you will find in Xero if you go to the reporting menu, and it's called profit and loss account, and you would then choose a specific period you want to report on. So tip number 1 is make sure that you don't have errors in Xero. Make sure you understand how to use Xero and that you're recording your transactions correctly. Tip 2, make sure that you're including your payroll costs in Xero. If you're using Xero Payroll, then that will happen. If you have a payroll that's done outside Xero, make sure that these costs are added to your Xero account. The normal way that you would do that is by entering a manual journal for each payroll period. Tip 3, you want to include depreciation on your fixed asset. So if you're using the fixed asset register, it's possible that you're recording your fixed assets correctly. You're entering them to the correct fixed asset codes in Xero, but you also need to include depreciation, the cost of using those assets in your business. Tip number 4, you need to take account of stock levels. If you are selling widgets, then you don't want your profit and loss account to only include the widgets that you have purchased and paid for. You need to keep track of your stock levels so that the costs included are the stock that you've actually used, the stock that you've sold during the period. So that means that you will need to adjust for opening and closing stock levels to get an accurate profit and loss account. Tip number 5 is to make sure you consider work in progress. If you have projects that take a long period of time to complete, maybe you haven't invoiced them in Xero, you need to still take account of them. If you've got a project and you've done half the work, then you need to take half that revenue into Xero. You need to adjust for that before running your profit and loss account. Tip number 6, take account of items that you're billed for in advance. Prepayments, that's the accounting term for what I'm talking about here. So if you are billed for something for a year, clearly if you input that cost in Xero, and then if you run a profit and loss account for 1 month, if it includes a cost that relates to a year, it's not accurate. What am I talking about here? A couple of examples are insurance, where you might pay for a year up front, or rent, where you might pay quarterly in advance, or rates, you might pay yearly in advance. So you need to adjust for items that have been prepaid. You only want to show in your profit and loss account the costs relating to that period. If you run a profit and loss account for a year, then that's fine, but if you run a profit and loss account for a month, you need to make sure it's only a month's cost that you have included. And the final tip I have for you, tip number 7, is to take account of items that you're billed for in arrears. Accruals is the accounting term. So what we're talking about here is the contractor that you use who takes 3 months to invoice you. If you have costs that are not in your business, but you know that you're due to pay these amounts, then they need to be included. So you need to make an adjustment for accruals, items that are due but are unpaid. So if you pay attention to these 7 different things, then your profit and loss account will be more accurate, more meaningful in Xero. As always, if you like my videos, please let me know that you like them. And why don't you subscribe to the channel so you get notified when new videos are uploaded each week. Until next time, happy zeroing!